Hey guys, Steve here with Prima Coffee, and this is what we are brewing. So this month we are bringing you a coffee from Atlanta, Georgia. The coffee roaster is Portrait. They are on the West End and they haven't opened a shop yet. So if you're gonna go down there, you can find their stuff at other places in Atlanta, or you can just order it online the way we've done it. We're gonna brew it on a Chemex, and we're gonna make a slightly larger recipe than the ones we've been sharing. So 40 grams in and 600 or 601 grams out. And that's about a 1:15 ratio. And this coffee holds up really well. It's not a light roast. It's a little bit darker than a light roast, around a medium. So we can really push it. It's a syrupy coffee that's gonna also have a lot of citrus to it. And none of that is taken away, or none of that is overshadowed or overwhelmed, I guess, by that different than average ratio. When using the Chemex, let me go ahead and wet this filter. You get the thicker parts. So the one with 3 leaves there forward where that spout is. And I'm gonna go ahead and wet this filter down. So the key with the Chemex is that the water is really hot, because the slurry is gonna stay in there for a long time, meaning the water and the coffee are gonna be in contact for a long time because these filters are really thick. All right, so all that is to say we are using boiling water, so it's at 212, and we're pouring a lot. So we're gonna pour 4 times. If we were using light roasted coffee, again, this is a medium roasted coffee or around there, we would probably pour, or I would pour 5 times. I would sort of increase the number of pours and putting it back on the base so that it goes back to a boiling temperature every time after I've poured, or so as it's drawing down, to make sure that we get the most out of this coffee, and to make sure that, again, if it's a light roast, you really want it to be hot anyway. So with this coffee, pouring with just 4 times, so once for the bloom and then 3 additional times, when it is boiling, that's going to be plenty fine. And we found it tastes really good that way. So again, we have 40 grams here, and it is north of what you'd use for drip coffee. So the first one is just the bloom. So again, 212, start the timer there. 212 water, we're going to go up to 100 on this first pour. So right about there. And put it back on the base. So you can give it a swirl, but really you can kind of see it's best to give it a little stir to incorporate all the water in the grounds. I don't really want to overdo it at this point, and then kind of just let it sit here. We'll let it sit to about 45 seconds. So again, this is Portrait coffee. These guys are out of the West End of Atlanta. We'll go ahead and do the second pour. So 45 seconds here, and we're gonna do about 166, 167 for each of these pours. So we're gonna take it all the way up to 267 here. So again, with the Chemex, you probably wanna pour fast. You wanna create some agitation. You still wanna go in circles. But you want this water, there we go, water to be really hot. Give it a little stir, and to let it kind of draw down. So these guys who started this company noticed, I guess, that the specialty coffee world had a particular kind of person that was interested in it, and they wanted to change that narrative. They wanted to change the picture of what specialty coffee looked like. So that is where that name comes from. So here we are at about 2 minutes, and we're gonna go ahead and pour in. It's drawn down quite a bit. So we want another 167 into here, 170-ish. All right, so that'll bring us all the way up, there we go, to about 430-ish. So this coffee is a Kenyan coffee. It is grown just sort of northeast of Nairobi. And this is, like I said, a medium roast coffee. It's grown at about 1,600 meters above sea level. And it says on there, you can see on there, the tasting notes, lemon drop, citrus, and melon. And we get a lot of that lemon, which I really like. And it's a really syrupy coffee. It holds up really well, being that medium roast. So as that draws down now, we can go ahead and put in the last bit, take it all the way up to 600. And again, because this is just what I do with the Chemex, this is sort of one of the recipes we use around here, is pouring fast to make sure that it's hot. And there we go, up to 600 right there. And if you get the grind right, then you should, it should draw down here in about 6 minutes. So there we are, we're coming up around 6 minutes and 27 seconds. Nice flat bed, it does not look muddy. So kind of turn this for you, and we'll go ahead and give it a try here. You can find that at portrait.coffee. We're going to go ahead and link to that coffee, to Portrait, so you can check them out, and also to this recipe. We hope you enjoy.